Still taking the bus? My cousin's words cut through the table like a knife. The whole family laughed, plates clinked, glasses lifted. I didn't. I just shifted my wrist, letting the light catch the steel and sapphire. Dad's eyes locked onto it. His fork hovered midair. "That's a $2 million limited edition," he whispered. I smiled. "Oh, this old thing?" The room went silent. That's when they realized I wasn't the failure they thought I was. But to understand that moment, you need to know how they treated me before. Growing up, I was the quiet one, the bookworm, the kid who never had the latest shoes, never drove the newest car. Every family gathering, my cousin flaunted his toys, cars, watches, vacations. Dad praised him openly, while I was the punchline. "Maybe you should ask your cousin for a job. You're too soft for the real world." Their voices drilled into me for years. I swallowed it, smiled through it, but inside I kept score. The turning point came 3 years ago. Dad called me a burden, said I'd never amount to anything. That night, I stopped crying. I started planning. I worked in silence. Days in a cheap suit, nights building something no one could see. While my cousin posted selfies from rented sports cars, I studied markets. While Dad mocked my dead-end job, I invested. Quietly, relentlessly. I made my first million at 26, didn't tell a soul. Instead, I kept riding the bus, kept wearing old shoes. I let them laugh, because revenge tastes sweeter when it's slow cooked. My cousin's betrayal came next. He tried to undercut me at a family gathering, asking Dad if he'd considered cutting me off completely. I overheard it. That's when I decided exposure wasn't enough. They needed humiliation. Public, undeniable. Step 1, I bought the watch. Not just any watch, a rare piece collectors whisper about. One Dad admired his whole life but could never afford. Step 2, I waited. Family reunion, big table, laughter flowing, the perfect stage. And here we are, the joke about the bus, the flash of the watch, silence spreading like fire. Cousin leaned forward, voice cracking. "That's fake, right?" I turned my wrist, letting him see the engraving. Serial number, authentic. His face drained. Dad cleared his throat. "Where did you... how?" I set my glass down slowly, looked him dead in the eye. "While you were busy doubting me, I was busy building. Stocks, tech, real estate. You didn't notice because you never looked." The table was frozen. My cousin's smirk gone, replaced with panic. Because he knew. His empire was built on appearances, on debt. Mine was built on patience. Then came the final strike. I slid an envelope across the table. Contracts, ownership papers. Dad's hands trembled as he opened it. His face paled. I now owned the very company my cousin boasted about working for. Quietly acquired, piece by piece, through shells and silent deals. The cousin who mocked me for taking the bus, he was now my employee. The silence broke with a stuttered laugh from an uncle, nervous, awkward. But I didn't. I leaned back, calm, steady. "Funny thing," I said softly. "You spend years telling someone they're nothing. Then one day, you wake up and realize they own everything you stand on." Dad looked at me differently then. Not as a disappointment, not even as a son, but as someone he no longer recognized. Good. Did I feel pity? Not an ounce. They chose to mock, to belittle, to measure worth in shallow ways. I chose to endure, to build, to rise. And when the moment came, I didn't raise my voice, I didn't gloat. I simply revealed the truth they had ignored all along. That's the cruelest kind of revenge. Not shouting you were wrong, just making them sit in the silence of their own disbelief. As the dinner ended, my cousin stayed quiet, his laughter gone, his face pale. Dad didn't speak to me on the way out, but his eyes followed the watch, every tick of its second hand, a reminder that the son he mocked had surpassed him. Now, I still ride the bus sometimes. Habit, maybe, a reminder. But when I step off, when I walk into my offices, when I pass by the cousin who avoids my gaze, I remember that night. The night the tables turned. The night silence spoke louder than any insult. And the night I learned the sweetest revenge isn't destruction, it's success. Quiet, undeniable, and worn casually on your wrist.